After kicking off the midfield rebuild by signing Alexis McAllister from Brighton, Szoboszlai looks like to be the next one on the list for Liverpool to sign. Thuram was also heavily linked, but because of the under-21s Euros, it's not likely a deal will get done until after that. But I actually think Szoboszlai is a really good player and will fit into the system really well. Because if we look at what is expected to happen with this signing, he likes to operate a lot in this right-hand side here, which is a position that, Liverpool have lacked recently with only Henderson and Elliott really doing it. McAllister works best in the left-hand side, and as you can see from his heat map, he likes to play predominantly as a higher midfield, as a 10, off the left a bit more. Not as like a wing or anything, but that's the field he likes to operate the most. And Szoboszlai, from his heat map, he really, really likes the right hand side of midfield. So I think that could help with a link up of Trent and Salah. Also, if you look at when we're attacking with this new, the box midfield, as everyone calls it, when Trent tucks in and third fullback, you have Konate, Van Dijk and Robbo sitting as the three. Szoboszlai's best position is actually there. So this signing seems to make the most sense out of all the recent links we've had of Kone and Thuram, because Kone does work as a double pivot, and I think, with Fabinho can't really play every game anymore, he would have been a good signing, but obviously his recent injury doesn't look likely. Thuram actually operates a lot like McAllister off this left. He likes it. He played a couple games out wide left last season. It's similar, so I think if he were to come in, I do still think he'd be a good player, but I think it would be he would have to adapt more, where Szoboszlai will come in and I think he'll sit really nicely in this tactical box midfield, and it will really help us with the ball, to progress the ball, everything like that. Szoboszlai's good at finding the lines. He's a good passer of the ball. He'll get in between there. He'll look for Salah as Salah comes in, and they'll help to take the ease off of the front three, really, in terms of creative. If you look at some of Szoboszlai's stats, he's scored 6 goals, 8 assists in the Bundesliga last season. A lot of those assists were from set pieces, which is the only thing that I would query, because I don't know if he'll have the same output in this Liverpool team with obviously Trent and Robbo taking set pieces, Salah's on free kicks. So it'd be interesting to see how he would step up and do it from that point of view. But I have to be honest, from the midfield rebuild, I think these two will go a long way in getting us there. I also think Szoboszlai makes the most sense after McAllister from the recent links. Obviously, I really like Thuram a lot, and I would still want us to go there. And Thuram offers something completely different, because if he were in the midfield, what he's really good at is carrying the ball forward. And that's something that, none of our current midfielders certainly did. But yeah, none of our midfielders did do. Sorry, I just got to do this now because he's did the wrong thing. Yeah, his progressive carries are really good, and he's good on the ball. So then that would be a lot more of a technical midfield. Obviously, Thuram's physical. He's a big lad, but at the minute I think we'd set up more like that with Robertson tucking in. I still think it offers a lot of issues going the other way, because Konate will have all this space where he'll need to do, and he did that really well last season. He's really athletic, he's got the legs, but I still would like us to get someone in this position just to help him out, cover him, because obviously Gomez, he struggled. Matip, don't really know what's going on with him. And the other side as well, we've been linked obviously with that Van der Ven, who looks more likely to Spurs. Pau Torres just went to Aston Villa, which is interesting. So in terms of this space, obviously Robbo's amazing, but he likes to do that more. So if we want to go with this box midfield, then it'll be interesting to see what Klopp expects from Robbo, or if he wants someone else in. I'm trying to think of other left-sided. Obviously, we're linked with that Inacio. Gavardio would be obviously ideal, but for some reason we have no money, so we can't do that. But yeah, I think Szoboszlai is a very exciting player. I actually think he'll be a perfect fit in this system, in terms of him carrying up the ball. Obviously, he's actually quite good. He obviously played in the Leipzig and Salzburg before that, so he likes the press. Obviously, they play a lot in a 3-2, 4-2-2, and he's good at winning the ball back high. There was one of his goals or his assists from last season, he literally just nicked it off the defender there, played the striker, and he finished. So he's really good, and I think he'll help in that press. And I think this final third is where he likes to operate the most. I think it's quite exciting. These 5 players, obviously Gakpo could be Nunes, obviously Jota could come in there, but I think this is what obviously would be the most exciting. And like McAllister's really good at keeping hold of the ball. He can basically play anywhere through the midfield. He could play in a double pivot. He could play as an 8, a 10. Szoboszlai can carry the ball as well as like an 8, kind of a. I don't want to say like Henderson because he's not, but he could do what Henderson does instead of bringing the ball forward. He's a really good passer of the ball. So like Salah, Gakpo, Diaz. I also think he'll take some of the burden off Trent. Obviously Trent can hit these balls. We all know that Trent can do whatever he wants really on the pitch. I'm really excited to see how it develops. Obviously more links today that, it seems to be in the final stages already. So I don't know if it would be for the release clause, if we'll negotiate a bit. But I think he'll be a spot on player. And I the other thing I really like about him is his ability to strike the ball from outside the box. Obviously, I'm sure everyone's seen that clip of that goal he scored. But I feel like, obviously, Ox scored one against City in the Champions League a couple of years ago. But I feel like something that Liverpool have really lacked is that someone who would just hit it from outside the box. Ever since Gerrard, really, there's never been someone who would just... Or Coutinho, obviously, I used to love Coutinho. You just pick it up and ping it. But like here, just the ability of Salah, operating on the one-on-one down here, like just play the ball in, and if he could just hit it across the keeper, whatever, it's just a different option. It makes the keeper have to think about something else, and I also think Szoboszlai is a perfect fit because I think it will help get the best of McAllister. Like I said with the heat maps, like McAllister does like this area, I think, more, and he operates better from there than when he tries to come in from the other side. I think as well, like the triangle between like what used to be Trent and Salah and Henderson, I think could be really interesting with Szoboszlai because he has actually played it as part of a front 3 before. So if Salah cuts in, he's quite comfortable going on the outside and then taking this position as well. And, he's got that bigger frame, so hopefully, the physicality of the Premier League, he could fit in, he could drop in, he could pick up the ball here, look to ping it forward. He can do a lot, really. And I think it's, quite exciting for us to be actually potentially get a player like this, which I think, fits the profile of what we need perfectly. Obviously, he's a young lad. He has room to develop as well, and I think Klopp will get the best out of him. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how it develops and, how he'll fit in, particularly in front of this like new front 5 in this new midfield box. And I think that will help ease the attacking burden because obviously we were like 20 goals less than last season in the Premier League whilst conceding like 20 more. So I think he'll really, really help to fill it out. And then obviously if we do get like a Thuram in as well, potentially another defensive replacement, I think that'll be a decent window. And it'll be exciting. And it'll be exciting. See what the future holds. Hopefully the deal gets over the line soon. And then, the announcement breaks and it will be exciting for everyone.